How fast can you crash Animal Jam Classic? Unsurprisingly, pretty quickly, actually. It's hard to ignore Animal Jam is no longer in its heyday, and I'd go as far as saying the game isn't even the same game it once was 10 years ago when it was still available on web browsers. Due to the shutdown of Flash in 2021 that affected numerous amount of games across the web, Animal Jam went for the approach of moving over to a desktop app where they would emulate the Flash player instead of relying on the browser's Flash player instead. Think of it like a browser just exclusively for Animal Jam, only running Animal Jam. However, this created a lot of issues for Animal Jam themselves as well. And while the game is still playable by most player standards, a lot of the issues that were created because of this move to a desktop app just seem to pile up more and more and more as years go on. Whether it be the game not being updated like it used to be, or unintentional bugs and glitches infesting the game, it doesn't seem like there is an end in sight for these. So how about we just crash the game ourselves? Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I was trying to think of a way to transition it. That's all I got, I'm sorry. I mean, crashes on Animal Jam, they used to be quite uncommon, but now they're more common than uncommon. Like, think about it like a normal common den item. I don't know. Look, my point is, these happen quite frequently on the game now, but a lot of these crashes that do happen on the game are obviously unintentional. You know, I'm looking at the something went wrong error. Like, if we were doing just how quickly I can get that to show up at 0.1 seconds, there we go, challenge over, boom. But I'm talking as soon as you load into the game, how quick can you actually crash your game just using gameplay elements, I guess? I got this idea while scrolling through YouTube. I've seen a numerous amount of YouTubers do this for various games, and it did get me thinking, hey, there is actually quite a few things you can do in Animal Jam to just crash the entire game. That being said though, let's see how fast we can intentionally crash Animal Jam Classic. Before the video starts though, 2 red longs to be given away. I want to get rid of these so you guys are being used as my dumping ground once again. All you gotta do, subscribe of course, but also drop a comment letting me know the weirdest way your game has crashed over your years on Animal Jam. Best comment wins both of these bad boys. Anyways, enjoy the video now. Okay, we're back on Animal Jam Classic again. Don't ask why I'm underwater, I'll explain here in a second. So when I was hypothesizing this video and like thinking of ways, you know, what can, easily crash you in the game, my first thought was bots, of course. You know, I've been crashed many times by bots. You know, I've seen the game be targeted by bots in real time. But unfortunately, I guess in this case, unfortunately, they haven't been around much. But in the grand scheme of things, that is fortunate. So I'm not going to be instantly crashed like you saw in that one bot video I made like a while ago, back in like October. And then my second thought process was, oh, there's an item in the game that you can pretty much use to essentially create a den that just instantly crashes people, but they actually changed this item as well to the point where it doesn't crash you anymore, I don't believe. So this item used to plague the game where if you traded like 20 of them at a time, probably, you could instantly crash somebody just from a trade. People referred to it as minnowing people. There was actual videos showing you how to do it, and from what I heard, there was even bots set up to actually minnow people and target people, which obviously influenced this change of the animation to that item happening. I did make a video about that a few years ago, and I also made a video, just minnowing myself in my own den just to see what would happen, I guess. I don't know, and to see if there was like any way to get around it, because if you make a minnow den, you can't go to your den anymore, especially if you can't actually switch your den from outside of it. Well, all that aside, there is actually one way to surely just crash your game quite instantly, actually, and can do it pretty quickly, which is why I'm on this account for today. I'm on a different account from the bunny account, because the bunny account that I usually use in the background of videos will come in handy here. I don't think I mentioned this, but it's been a thing that's been broken in the game for quite some time, and that is the fact that if you open an animal list or a pet list on the game and they have an abundance of animals or pets, the game's memory gets overloaded and pretty much crashes, so you have to reload. I know I made a video about a year or two ago at this point going over issues that are currently going on in the game, and while a lot of them have been fixed since then, I don't know if I mentioned this issue in that video, but just for example, we have my bunny account here, looking all nice and snazzy, and if I click this pet button, my game is going to crash pretty much immediately. So yeah, even before the pet list even drops down, the game's just crashed. Okay, that to me is like quite funny. So how fast can we pretty much crash the game is going to be the premise of this video. I'm pretty sure sure I've already explained that in the intro, but what I'm pretty much going to do from logging in to loading into the game, how fast can I crash the game with this information in mind. So it's pretty much going to be a timer, and wherever on probably top right where the most convenient spot is, doesn't block any of the interactions. We're going to head on and log out here. We're on the login screen, blur the username future me. I would greatly appreciate that. And the moment I log in, the timer in the top right is going to start, and we're going to see how fast we can crash Animal Jam on our own. So we're logging in now. Timer has started. So we're going to load in here. We're going to close the daily spin. Actually, do you know what? We could probably make this faster by closing the daily spin or just doing the daily spin beforehand. Is that Animal Jam HQ in front of me? That'd be so funny if it was that AJHQ standing right there, like the actual AJHQ. Okay, I don't know how fast the last attempt was, but I'm doing the daily spin so I can like negate having to actually close it myself. So now this time we can be ultra fast in crashing the game. All right, timer starts now. Okay, loading in. And there we go. That was a pretty fast crash. Oh, that was pretty fast. I don't know how fast that was. Probably under 10 seconds, let's be honest. I'm not timing it myself, but there you go. That's the video. I think unsurprising the most that this was going to be quite a easy thing to do and quite fast, to be honest. Look, this game isn't in its heyday anymore. The performance issues are kind of piling up over time. It's just inevitable that these things kind of happen. But even with the premise of this video, I'm not trying to rag on Animal Jam. It's still quite impressive that the game is still around for this long, and that the fact the developers are trying to keep the game around still. When every Flash game kind of was around in the early 2010s, every single one of them has kind of shut down except for Animal Jam, where they took like a different route, moving it to this desktop app. And as I said, I know it has an abundance of issues, but it's still, it's still pretty cool that it's still around. So yeah, try not go crazy in the comments being like, Animal Jam is so bad for being so bad in performance and whatnot. It's okay. The game is still playable, and that's what matters to me. So, except for when it's not. A pesky something went wrong error. Anyway, big thank you to the members of the channel for supporting me. It does go a long way, and it is greatly appreciated. If you want to support the channel and join as a member, get some bonus perks like extra videos, highlighted comments, amongst other perks, do make sure to hit the join button down below, and you can see your name at the end of the video as well. Pretty cool stuff. But yeah, let's go wrap it up here, guys. Hopefully this was a kind of a shorter side video. I tend to yap in a lot of these videos, and people tend to just call me like a slop YouTuber because of it. Like, no, I just have like a lot to say about this game to the point where I will not shut up if I don't stop myself, okay? I'll probably have another video sooner than later. I haven't uploaded in like a week, which is unusual of me, so you will see a video here in a few days as well. But otherwise, guys, let me know if you can beat my record of crashing the game in like 3 seconds. Okay, I'll catch you guys later.